Oh, hello. Welcome back to my channel still. I am Chris, and if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. Today we are doing a yoga flow for both my knock-knee subscribers and participants and my trauma recovery survivors. Lat survivors and subscribers. Huh. Anyway, you might think those things have nothing to do with each other. How do they? But they do, actually, because our body and our mind is infinitely connected. Sometimes we ignore that. So for those of you who are dealing with the frustration, which it is really frustrating when your body is, when you are born with your body shaped in a way that you feel uncomfortable in, that is extremely difficult to deal with, especially when doctors and people are telling you that the only way to correct your knees is surgical procedures, which in some cases is true. But there is also a way to realign your body in a way that's super effective and healthy for you without going under the knife. And that is what I do with yoga. So where it may not be a complete cosmetic fix, you've seen my before and after photos, it can really help you a lot. Again, not for everyone. Some people, their legs need a different amount of care, and I understand that. But even so, this practice is for you too, because it is about accepting where we are right now. Of course, that goes for my trauma survivors, that a lot of times we want to be years down the road in our recovery. We want to forget about this thing. We want to be fixed. We want to be better. And sometimes we think we are better for a while, and then something triggers us and we feel like we're back at square one. So this is a slow moving flow to help you get present in your body. For those of you who are here for your knock knees, everything that I do today is specifically engineered to try and help you get your full body into alignment. For those of you here for trauma recovery, all of those things, even if we're just focusing on your knees, that is an incredible way of grounding yourself and becoming really, really present. So yeah, 2 for 1. Why not? Let's get on the mat. All right, darlings, we're going to start with our breath. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. Try and have your hips higher than your knees if you can. That helps keep your back from curling forward. So sit up as straight as you can. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. If you want to keep your eyes slightly open, that's fine too. And you're just going to start to sway backwards and forwards, finding center. And by that I mean right at the point where you feel your head come into alignment over your chest, and your chest is over your pelvis. Everybody's different, so there might be a little variance in what that looks like for you, but sitting up as straight as you can in your body. We're going to lift the shoulders up towards the ears. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Drop the elbows, shoulders down. One more time. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears. Let it out. One more time. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears, darling. And exhale. Drop it down. And do a couple neck circles. So carve a line with the nose to look over the right shoulder and then up and around. So you're drawing a circle with the nose, going up over the right shoulder, looking up towards the sky, and then bringing that chin into the chest, feeling a great stretch in the back of the neck. Breathe here as you reverse the circle. Look up over the left shoulder. Draw a circle with the nose, go all the way around. Inhaling as you come up. Exhaling as you tuck the chin. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. job. Nod the head yes, and shake the head no. And again, see if you can't find what it feels like to be centered in your body, what it feels like to sit up straight. Feel every part of your body right now. So whatever is talking to you, send the breath there. And what I mean by that is just pay attention to it. If your hips are hurting or your knees, sending awareness to that area helps you take back a little bit of control when your body is going into autopilot. Beautiful job. We're going to drop the left hand down by your left thigh. Inhale, right hand comes up overhead. Don't worry, my knock-knee people, this is all leading to alignment, which is what we're here for. Not perfection, but alignment. What is going to make you structurally the most sound and stable that you can be? Reach those right fingertips towards the left side of the room. And exhale. Rain those right fingertips down. Left hand goes up above the head. Same thing on this side. Make sure that the left hip is not coming up. Breathe here. Spiral the chest up towards the sky. And exhale. Bring both hands in front of you and slide them up towards your knees. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Inhale deeply and exhale. Palms face up on top of your legs. Wherever you are right now, stay present, stay here. Make a commitment to accept exactly where you are, releasing any expectations. I know that's so hard. That sounds like, girl, you're crazy. But believe me, the more you practice it, the more real that becomes. It becomes a reality to be able to release expectations and just be present. Awesome. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. That's right. Your palms are directly underneath of your shoulders. Knees are underneath of your hips. Tops of the feet are pressed into the ground. So the knees are hip width distance apart. Give your tail a little shake. And then inhale. The belly drops. The tailbone reaches towards the sky. Look up towards the sky. Throat is open towards the front of the room. Press into the tops of the feet. Exhale. Reach the spine towards the sky in your cat pose. Inhale at your own pace. Come into your cow. Stay present. Feel your pinky pressing into the mat as you exhale, reaching the spine towards the sky. Also feel the thumb pressing in. Feel the ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, each fingerprint pressing so hard into the mat that you can feel your forearm working. Elbow creases are shining forward. If you're not used to being on your wrist, you might be feeling this right now. That's okay. Inhale, drop the belly, or keeping it slow. And on this, we're going to press the butt back towards the knees, or towards the heels, and look up towards the sky. Come on forward. And we're just going to do some gentle wrist circles, which are keeping your hands in the ground. You're going to rotate one way and then the other. This may feel really uncomfortable right away, but don't push yourself, no sharp pain. But if you're just feeling a little bit of work, a little bit of effort, a little bit of a burn, welcome that heat. Welcome it. All right, we're going to curl the left toes under, press the left heel back so that the left toes are on the mat and the left heel is reaching backwards. Beautiful. Lift the left heel up so the left toes are up off the ground. Left leg parallel to the mat. And we're just going to bend through that left knee, and we're going to do a couple baby pulses right here. Waking up through the glutes, waking up through the abdomen. Keep that tailbone slightly shifted towards the back of the mat so that the low belly is engaged, so you're not dumping like this. You're using that arm strength. Your arms are probably getting tired right now. And switch sides. So you're going to press the right leg back so the right heel reaches out behind you. Stick with me, breathe here. And lift that right leg up. Bend to that right knee. Baby pulses. So the right toes are pointed towards the sky. Try not to dump the weight into only the wrist. If you're engaging through your belly, if you're engaging through the muscles of the left leg and through the abdomen, it's going to help take some pressure off of your wrist. And exhale. Awesome. Curl the toes under, sit back on your heels. And thriller arms. So your wrists probably feel that right now if you're not used to being on your hands. Allow your fingertips to drape down towards the mat. You're also going to be feeling this stretch through the feet. Make sure that your pinky toe is pressed into the ground as well as your big toe. So your all 10 toes are on the mat. You lift your arms up once again and then flip the palms to face forward and then rotate the hands one way and then the other. And then down, same thing. Deep talk, deep talk. And exhale. Uncurl the toes and then just lightly tap the tops of the feet on the mat. I have downstairs neighbors, so I'm trying not to be rude. Awesome. Slowly but surely, curl the toes under. Once again, press the chest back and lift the knees as you come into your down dog. Breathe here. Stay present. Now this pose is not as hard or as simple as people make it out to be. Some people come into down dog and they have a lot of pain in the shoulders, so make sure that you are pressing up evenly through both hands. And you're bending through the knees and lifting the heels if you need to. So I'm exaggerating what it looks like if I were to have just been starting yoga. That's why my knees are bent, my heels are up, my tailbone's lifted towards the sky. If you're further along in understanding where your body is in relation to this pose, maybe your heels drop down towards the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, look forward and step to the front of your mat, slowly sliding your feet up towards your hands. Bend your knees generously and grab onto your elbows. So your feet are hip-width distance apart here. This pose is so good for releasing stress. I get in this pose often. So you're holding onto your elbows, your knees are bent, you're draped over your thighs. Now you're going to wake up through the legs. So press evenly into both feet, and if you've been following my videos, engage through the arches by lifting the toes and then placing them back down on the mat. So the outer edge of the foot is pressed into the mat as if you're trying to tear your yoga mat apart. Drop the hands down. Now the legs are awake, so you're pressing the feet into the mat evenly, so the ball joint of the big toe, pinky toe, heel, and the edges, the outside edges of the feet are working, but the arches are lifted as much as they can. Feel that shake, feel that burn in the thighs as you begin to roll up. Exaggerate this, roll up, pressing through both feet. Maybe you lift your toes again and lift all the way up. Shoulders come up towards the ears and exhale, palms open towards the front of the room. Take a couple breaths here. Breaths. Maybe you sway from one leg to the other, keeping your knees bent slightly so you're not locking out. Staying engaged to those arches as much as you can. If you want to do some toe lifts here, that's fine. And then all together, we're going to inhale, come up onto our toes. So lift the heels up, tip your toes. Exhale, come back down. Beautiful. Bend the knees. And then inhale, come back up onto your toes. And exhale, bring it down. One more of this. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down. So good. Beautiful. So inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the palms and step the right foot back. So right foot is going back. Drop that down into your low lunge. Left foot is not directly in front of your right knee, so kind of scoot it over a little bit so it's right underneath of your left pec. And inhale. Arms come up overhead. Press into the top of that back foot and feel scissoring action. So feel as if that right hip is trying to come forward and the left hip is trying to go back, so that you find yourself at an impasse in center, and that helps you lift your arms up. Beautiful. Building strength and stretching at the same time. Stretching through that hip girdle, and exhale. Plant the palms, curl the right toes under, and maybe you lift that back knee, maybe not, and you come back into your plank. If you need to be in your half plank, that's totally fine. So your knees are underneath of you, working here, or you're in your full knees lifted plank. Either one is fine. Just breathe here for 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Send the tailbone towards the sky. Find your down dog. Beautiful. Inhale, look forward. This time you're going to step the right foot forward. So right knee is right in front of the right pec. Drop the left knee down. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Same thing, scissoring action. Left hip tries to come forward as the right hip pulls back. You find yourself in the center with your arms lifted up as you lift up from the pelvic floor. So as those two opposing forces are meeting in the middle, you feel yourself lift up from the ground. It's okay if all of this doesn't make that much sense. You're doing it. You are doing it. Keep working. I love it. Top of the left foot is pressed into the mat. And exhale. Rain the hands down. Step it back into your plank or half plank. This time you're going to shift forward slightly on the toes. Bend your elbows and begin to slowly lower all the way to the mat. Beautiful. If you flopped, that's totally fine. Shake the hips out. Breathe here. Feel your heartbeat on the mat. Feel whatever it is that your body is saying to you. If it's wanting to give up, I'm not making you do this. You are choosing to do this. So this is one of those moments where you get to take ownership of it. If you want to come into a child's pose or stay laying down, even as we move through the next moments of this practice, make it your own. Make it a decision you make, that you have control over. The fact that you stay on your mat and just breathe with us, or continue and follow with us to the next posture. Relax the muscles of the face, of the jaw, and of the forehead as you place your palms right underneath of your shoulders. And inhale, baby cobra. So you lift that chin, that chest. Shoulder blades move together behind you. And exhale. Forehead comes to the mat. Breathe here. Inhale, press up, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're moving quickly through this as we walk all the way up, meeting our hands with our feet. Our feet with our hands, whichever one. All right, beautiful job. Building strength in the legs. Once again, lift the toes up. The feet are underneath of your hip points, so they're hip width distance apart. Give yourself that space. Really bend through the knees as you inhale. Lift the palms as if you're holding something in front of you, and breathe. Chair pose. Beautiful. Imagine you're also holding something between your thighs and trying to rip the mat apart. And you're just really going to feel that in your glutes. And breathe here. Maybe you lift your toes, press into the outer edges of the feet as well as the ball joint of the big toe. Feel it all working. Arches lifted. 2 more breaths here. You got it. Exhale. Fold forward. Straighten-ish through the legs, but don't lock out. Stay loose here. Beautiful. We're going to go from step the left foot slightly forward, step the right foot back, pivot so that if you are looking at your feet, you can see the left heel is in line with the back right arch of the right foot. As you rise up into your warrior 2. Look down at your feet. Right toes should be pointed towards the long edge of the mat. Left toes towards the front. Look over top of your left fingertips, whatever. Breathe here. Take a moment. Your left knee is directly over top of your left heel. Inhale, reach the left fingertips forward. Right fingertips come behind the back. Now, what's happening in the feet, you want to make sure that you're staying engaged through those arches. So maybe you lift the toes, and maybe you lift the heel of the left foot and then place it back down. You're going to feel that as strength building. We're building strength through the legs. The outer hip is working. The inner thigh is working on the right leg. And exhale. Rain it down. Pivot on the back foot. Come back into your low lunge. You can drop the knee or keep it lifted, depending on where you want to be right now, where your energy is. Inhale, your lunge. Your arms come up overhead. If your knee is lifted, bend through that to get your center underneath of you, and then stretch that heel back towards the back of the room. Inhale, one more inhale, and exhale. Plant the palms, step it back, and lower the knees down. Child's pose. Great job, guys. You're doing so good. Really allow the body to relax here, giving yourself permission to melt. You're allowed to feel whatever you are feeling right now. If it is anger, frustration, happiness, joy, sadness, all of the emotions are there for a reason. Try not to put any pressure or attachment on them, whatever that means, just let them be. One more breath here. Soften the skin of the face, of the brow bone, of the cheekbone. Come up. And then slowly press back into your down dog. And slide the right foot forward. Right foot comes forward. Pivot on the left foot. You're coming up into your warrior 2 on this side. Hello. Welcome to it. So one of the ways I feel most engaged is if I imagine my feet are both stuck in concrete and I'm trying to bring my feet together, and that helps me lift from the pelvic floor. So just imagine you're doing that while keeping the right knee stacked over top of the right ankle and heel. Look over top of your right fingertips. Your chest is forward. Belly forward. So you're not this way, all the way this way. Yeah, here you go. Gorgeous. Inhale, send the right fingertips forward, and left fingertips come behind you. So right fingertips are reaching towards the left, over top of the left foot. And right fingertips are reaching towards, nope. Wait, yeah, right fingertips reaching towards the left side of the room. Left fingertips are reaching towards the right, opposite directions. Breathe here. Remember, if you need to lift yourself up off of that heel to engage through the arch, lift the toes of the left foot, do that. And exhale, spiral down. Beautiful. Going right into our lunge. So you drop that knee and you come up, top of the back foot is on the ground, or you're in your high lunge. If you're in your high lunge, bend that left knee to get your center underneath of you and then straighten that heel back. Doesn't matter where you are as long as you are with yourself there, so be present. Enjoy every feeling that you're having, even if it's a scary sensation, something new. Exhale. Bring your hands to the mat and slide that right foot back. Bring the big toes to touch and send your butt back towards your heels. Extended child's pose, forehead comes to the mat. If this is uncomfortable for you and scary for you with your knees, you can come into a hero pose or into your regular balasana child's pose. These are options for you. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. None of them are better than the other. It's just about being where you are. Beautiful. One more breath here. Inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale. Curl the chin in towards the chest as you paint the mat with your fingertips coming all the way up. And bring your hands in front of you, tabletop. Curling the toes under, send the hips back. One more time on top of the heels. Walk the hands back towards your thighs and just give yourself a little massage in the top of your hip creases. You're doing so good. Way to stick with it. Way to meet yourself where you are and challenge yourself. Beautiful. Slide the hands down, and we're just going to swing the legs to one side and come onto our back. Nice. All right, usually I don't do a lot of reps in my yoga videos. I leave those to you to do on your own, but today we are going to do some clamshells together. So we're going to come onto our left side and lay down. Take your Queen of Sheba look, so you can have your head resting on your hand, or you can rest your head on your arm, whichever one, it's fine. You bring your right heel on top of the left heel and make sure that your hips are stacked on top of each other, not one further back than the other. So you should look and see your knees are in a perfect line. So your right knee should be hovering directly over top of your left knee. And we're just going to slowly do our clamshells where we bring the knee down to meet the knee below it, but keep the heels touching and the toes flexed. All right, together we will do another count of 10. So you're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And the reason why I'm not counting your reps is because I want you to go at your own pace. Try and keep yourself slow. So if you need to take breaks, you can. Just stick with me through these breaths. Continue to breathe slowly in and out of the nose. You've got 3 more deep inhales and exhales to go right now. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Awesome. Good job. Straighten through that leg and just lift it up and give yourself 2 pumps and then let it rest. Awesome job. Now, instead of just going straight, flipping to the other side, we're going to do a supine twist, but coming from laying on our side, which by that I mean bringing the right arm either to a cactus or a spread eagle and allowing your arm to come down onto the floor behind you and twisting your chest towards the sky while trying to keep your hips stacked. And this may feel very, 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 very odd, so don't twist yourself into a place where you might hurt yourself, but just explore what it feels like to come from this direction. Breathing in and out. And then you'll slowly bring your knees up and then slide the butt underneath of you so that you're now laying flat on the ground. Do a couple of pelvis tilts, which means bringing your low back up off of the ground by reaching your tailbone forward, and then curling the tailbone up towards the sky will make your back flat against the mat. Beautiful. 2 more of those. Perfect. And now we're just going to go directly into the other side. So we can twist to the other side, allowing our right knee to drop to the right. And just keep your left hand on top of right hand on top of your left thigh knee. Beautiful. And look over towards your left hand. Breathing here. So that gives us our stretch on the other side. When you're ready, you're going to roll onto your right side to prepare for your clamshells on the other side. Now I'm going to flip around so that I can see you. But really you can just go right from where you were and reverse it so that you're facing the opposite direction. Does that make sense? Not really. You got what I mean. All right, we're going to slowly lift the knee and let it drop. Lift the knee and let it drop. Left heel's touching. 4 more breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And that's it. Straighten through that leg and just give it 2 pumps. And roll onto your back and breathe, my darlings, because you did an amazing job. Take these last couple moments on your mat to just be grateful for the fact that you did that for you. You made it all the way through. And even if you had to skip spots or stop or try again, that's awesome. That's fine. I hope you have an amazing rest of your evening and really do take this time in Shavasana to breathe and allow your body to melt into the mat. And with that, I will say namaste. Also, don't forget to go and buy my book on Amazon, Audible, Kindle, because you can follow along with me for 30 days. I do 5 to 10 minute yoga flows and give you some more little yummy goodies in my book about creating good habits and becoming a more united human being with yourself and therefore with other people, because it really does help you have compassion and grace for others. Okay, you did good. I love ya. Have a good one.